in entrepreneurialism, it's a really fascinating thing, and how different ideas evolve, and how companies emerge, things that you didn't think about before all of a sudden become very important. And you think of some real tragedies, things that have us all very concerned. This thing with the NSA and our government collecting data on us, and our text messaging, and our phone calls, and our emails, and all of this. And it really was something that was a major wake-up call for all of us, all concerned Americans, about what would that information be used for, and our government, prying into our lives, and this is not America, and all of that. And so it's fascinating to see out of that comes an entrepreneurial idea, or something that might have been there in the past, but now has become very, very important, very appropriate for today's world. And we're pleased to have on the show for the first time Mornay Walters, who's CEO of Seecrypt, which is a mobile application that provides privacy for phone conversations through encryption and for text messages as well. Our voice as well as our text messages. Mm-hmm. Mornay, welcome to Made in America.
Good afternoon, Neal. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So is it correct that is this the 1-year anniversary of the Snowden thing? Has it been that long already?
That fast?
It was on Thursday. It was 1-year anniversary, and it was a wake-up call for many people that when when the news broke back then, people thought it was just in the U.S., a small case, and then suddenly it just escalated around the world. It's for people to understand, well, this is bigger than just another whistleblower story.
Well, before we get into the main part of our conversation here, I just read the other day that Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, is suing the American government.
Good for her.
Because I guess they really got her good. It's amazing. It's amazing. But tell us about your entrepreneurial adventure here, and what was the genesis, and why did you create it, and where are you with it now?
Okay, so how it started is that my history spans back a couple of years, where the primary role was to protect the communication for militaries, governments, agencies, and a few high net worth individuals, people that could afford an exclusive solution that was very pricey. These people were risk aware. These agencies were risk aware. And we knew back then, and I'm talking 7-8 years now, that people understood the value of information, particularly on a phone. As we traveled and we worked with it, we realized that it's not just the NSA, it's not just the agencies, it's not just these high net worth individuals that are affected, but in fact it's everybody of us. But to try to educate the world, to say to an organization, hey, you're under scrutiny, you've got a problem here, was extremely difficult. But we made the conscious decision is that we want to take the knowledge that we've learned over the years of how to build an app that is extremely robust, that could be deployed virtually anywhere in the world, and make it easy. Because you ask anybody who's tried to do encrypted email, and they will tell you it's not the easiest thing in the world. And what we set ourselves out to say is, how do we take the pain away from security-conscious products that is very, very difficult to break, products that is easy to use? How do we do that? And we set ourselves a task in 2012 to say we want to build a company and we want to build a product that any person in the world who is risk aware and requires the privacy needs to be able to download it and get it going under 5 minutes. That was the simple target we set ourselves to do. And we started the company in January. We started developing in Easter of last year. So basically, second week in April, we launched the first version. And it was quiet. It was still a difficult sale. People didn't realize it took us seriously. And then suddenly, the people got to know who Edward Snowden was. And we saw what we call today a hockey stick growth, like a little flat line, and the next moment it just escalates straight up in the air.
I mean, sort of like the phony global warming thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
and suddenly people sat back and asked the question, okay, you got my attention. Talk to me. And at that stage, we started talking to enterprises. We started talking to people. But it was a bit surreal. People didn't understand exactly what it's all about. And a year later, the sad part is that the information that is collected is continuing to go on. No one is stopping collection, but the education is what we have to do, particularly in businesses, and particularly in your show, Made in America, where you deal with the corporate America, but also the small business. And we're in a world where it's fierce competition. And the old saying is, he who has the information is king. And particularly in international trading, that information is very, very important.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this in the time that we have left. How high in terms of security, how secure is this? I mean, is this secure, for example, for someone from the NSA? Would they have trouble deciphering what's going on?
I'm going to put it in the simplest terms. If you take the world's computing powers to try to break the system, it will take hundreds and hundreds of years. But it is. We use double encryption, and we use a different key for every message you send. And every time you make a phone call, we use a different key. We don't have keys at ourselves, and we don't store metadata or any information at Seecrypt.
Fascinating, Mornay. We got to go, but just very quickly, how much does it cost?
The light version is for free. The pro version. Yeah. The light version is for free. The pro version, which allows you to do outbound calling around the world, is $3. And the enterprise accounts will start from about $100 a year going up. The new version called SC3 is in the Play Store. And the iTunes, the store for the iOS, will be next week in the store, so people have a look out for it. And it's affordable for everybody around the world.
Oh, free is very affordable.
That's terrific. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for what you're doing. Great stuff. I love it. Thanks for coming on the show as well.
Thank you, Neal. Take it.